know how important the question is, but once again, there are again two thoughts in the society, and especially that is about not spirituality that much, because it is more about religion and God. So there is one group who strongly believes God exists, and the other believes strongly, equally strongly and convincingly that God does not exist. How? I don't want your opinion. I just want how you look at it.
How does it matter? I say it is there and somebody else says it is not there. Hardly matters because it is. All great saints have taught this. It is a complete sentence. It is there is what we have been taught in the grammar.
Okay.
It is a thing. It is a concept. You have to define. That is our daily living. That is not necessary. It is the basic existence. It's there. It does not need any qualification. It does not need any specification. It only recognizes the isness, I-S-N-E-S-S, isness of a thing. And spirituality in fact goes further. Isness of a thing in itself is a misnomer, because thing is also a variety of isness.
Oh.
Concepts, they don't have bodily existence.
Concepts don't.
And the material things have a bodily existence. But bodily or intellectually, they are adjectives. They exist is the issue. So we need to recognize first the importance that it is. Whether it is a man, a woman, a rich one, a poor one comes later. Hardly ever matters. As long as one recognizes the isness, the existence.
This was very interesting. So we finally, it is.
Yes, and
See,
full stop.
It is and full stop. And for them who want or believe God, they may put the word God. Those who don't, they may not put. It is a fact.
Yes.
That's great.
Yes, that's how it is.
We have one, as time progresses, there are some proverbs mostly which motivate us, but in due course of time they change. There are some phrases. Coming on a lighter note for this interview, there is a very common phrase which has been carried over from generation to generation. The phrase says, marriages are made in heaven. Now, seeing the current situation about love marriages and arranged marriages, there are so many cases which even you have been handling for so many years. They might be in thousands. So how do you look at it?
Marriages are made in heaven, that is true.
That is true.
But with whom you are married is the issue. There are people who are married to principles. For example, Mahatma Gandhi and Ahimsa. Now, Mahatma Gandhi physically was married to Kasturba. Intellectually, he was married to Ahimsa. And you ever utter the word Mahatma Gandhi, the next word which comes into your mind is Ahimsa, not Kasturba.
Oh, yes.
So marriage is one which is with you all through your part of your life, and it occupies your whole being. That's the word, that's the meaning of the term partner. Life partner. He is as much a member of your life as you yourself are of your life. That's a partner.
Is that
Jivana
Ardhangini?
Jodida.
Ardhangini. The same concept. Ardhangini.
Yes. Huh?
Ardhangini.
Ardhangi also. That's a very nice question. If you are talking of Anga, the meaning takes a different turn altogether. Anga, thereby if you mean the avayava, the body parts, then ardha anga, your partner is your half the physical being.
Okay.
But if you take anga as a concept, then you realize that whatever you have, you are living, conceptually, whatever you are, your partner half shares all your beliefs, all your thoughts. And once you go to concepts, understanding the term ardhangi in terms of concepts, then there is no straight line which would divide the two.
Okay.
There are thoughts which a husband and wife share. 4 parts of our personality: thought, emotion, behavior, and attitude. When you talk of marriage, when you talk of a partner, when you talk of an ardhangi, the two share all these 4 parts of each other's personality, and they share in such a way, in such an intricate way, that they cannot be separated at all. They are half true, but mixed in such an intricate manner that they cannot be separated. Inseparable. It's a mixture, all right, but inseparable mixture. That is ardhangi. She is much a part, not only of what you are doing all through your life, she is not only a part of your becoming, she owns and is half the part of your being. That is the term ardhangi. अंग. म्हणून अंगभंग करता येत नाही, हात पाय तोडता येतात. You can do away with bodily parts, but you cannot do away with the concept of a body as a whole. That is a concept as a whole. So the term ardhangi has a meaning if you realize that anga describes in fact a totality in a restricted manner. In a viewpoint, it's a viewpoint of looking at totality.
Wow.
Anga is a viewpoint of looking at totality. It is not looking at a small piece. Looking at totality, it's an angle. Okay, each one's angle is different, but what you are viewing is totality. That is not ardha, that is total. The two look at it and share the looking. That's why ardhangi.
After counseling so many patients regarding their relations, especially of husband and wife, if we consider that as research and those as samples, so what is your observation from the counseling sessions you have held so far? Are love marriages actually working in terms of life partnership, and there are more divorces somewhere in case of arranged marriage? Are there any parameters?
Hardly matters the way you have come together. The term love marriage means before marriage you knew each other. How much physically you were together depends upon the social conditions.
Yeah.
But love marriage means that you knew each other before you got married. That's all. Then they speak, I love you and all. Okay. The term love also means different things to different people. Arranged marriage is, they were strangers to each other. They are brought together by some rules which the society or the religion would accept. If you do that, then you are a husband and wife. Other than that, you are not. Now, for that matter, the present fashion of live-in relationship. They live with each other as a husband and wife, but they are not a husband and wife. They share not only the belongings, probably they share each other's mind also as much. But the social sanction given to the term marriage is something very different. And love marriages, whether they are happy or not happy, or arranged
Successful.
marriages, whether they break, the issue is how much close together the two come. And more than that, how much do they accept each other.
Accept each other.
Differences of opinion are going to be there. Differences of opinion, liking, behavior, they are all going to be different, true. Whether one accepts it is the issue. Husband says, I like you wearing red color. The wife says, no, I like blue. So what?
So what?
If you ever learn to say, so what? Then you would be a happy husband and wife. And if you insist on your point, quarrels, wouldn't you?
Red means red.
Quarrels, wouldn't you? So, key in fact to successful marriage is changeability
Changeability.
of your thought, emotion and behavior. The contract of being right, R-I-G-H-T, is not given only to the husband or is not given only to the wife. The idea of marriage is both of them come into a situation, whatever situation of life is there, and both of them have to sail through. If they want to sail through, they have to sail together.
Absolutely.
If
Great.
they do that, the marriage becomes successful. It's something like, oars, love. So both of them should operate the oars in such a way that boat as one piece reaches from one bank of the river to the other. That's how it is. That's a successful marriage.
Wow. What is the problem in parenting, in bringing up children, and what are the issues? Because as you said in one of your lectures also, there are most of the cases are regarding the youngsters and this particular generation, which is now the, what you call it, Gen Z generation or the new era generation. And there is a lot of communication gap, generation gap. What exactly is the problem? And related to that, is this the main question which is leading to the young generation which is going trackless? Like they are not getting to know what is right, what is wrong, what is good, what is bad. And one more question, actually, I know it's becoming too long, but is it really a fact when you have seen so many youngsters, youths, म्हणजे ज्यांना आपण म्हणतो की खरंच तरुण एवढा बिघडलाय का?
I don't feel so. I don't feel so. See, the issue is they are facing their life. Earlier, the younger people had a restricted access to life. Their food, clothing, and the home. Also supply of resources called as supply of money. They were all looked after by parents. Consequently, the parents could modify their children's aspirations also. An engineer father could say, I am an engineer, so, oh my son, you also become an engineer. Now, no more so. Because the basic conditions in which the parents grew and the basic conditions in which the present generation is growing are different. The life at present is much more dynamic than what the parents lived.
True.
Consequently, it is parents would advise the children to be stable. That means give up dynamism. That wouldn't work. So somewhere a line has to be drawn, but in my opinion, the onus is more on the parents to be more dynamic, to be more flexible and plastic in their views towards how the children live. Because children, as they live, the young men now,
Yes.
they have their own ideals. They have their own, forget about the term ideals, big word, even the idea of how to live, what to eat, what clothes to wear, whom to talk. Okay, these are the things on which usually there are quarrels in the parents. So much so that even those quarrels come to me here in my clinic. I am surprised. Are these the matters really so important that they should go to a psychiatrist? But they do. They do. Issue is, each one now has a life to face. Each one faces the life and looks at it, sees it. Each one's image of life is different, and the parents have to come to terms with this. In earlier generation, parents could say, this is my image of life, and you take this image and you live accordingly. A doctor's son he also becomes a doctor. Not necessary anymore. So because the life has become much more dynamic, and because there are many newer ideals for young people to follow, it's nowadays not only restricted to getting a degree X or a degree Y, or earning 1,000 rupees or another more 1,000 rupees. It depends upon the meaning that you attach to your living. And the present generation understands the term meaning in their terms. It is the onus of the parents to understand the terminology that the younger generation uses to understand life.
Great.
If they do, many of differences of opinion, quarrels was the word which I was going to use, forget about it, difference of opinion, would be settled.
Coming to the end of our interview, just two more questions. In most of the families nowadays, we find there are people having psychological problems. I'm not saying all families, but in most of the families. So people are confused regarding how do you draw the line.
How do you?
Draw the line.
Huh.
For example, this is something which is the nature of the person and he is leading to the trouble in the family. Secondly, that level has risen and now he needs to be taken to some counselor. And now the level is much more higher where he now needs a psychiatrist. How does the common family members who are not that much educated or aware, how do they come to know about
What is the level of acceptance is the deciding factor.
level of acceptance of the family?
For example, the total family, they sit together for lunch, dinner, whatever. They eat whatever is there, and the lunch or dinner is over. All are happy.
Oh.
But if somebody says, all that is there to eat, I am going to eat. Whether you get anything to eat hardly matters. I am going to finish because I am hungry.
Right.
Now here is the issue. You are hungry, that's all right. But there are 4 members in the family. There is father, mother and the 2 children. And that much of food. Unless there is an element of sharing and more than that, the respect for satisfaction of each one. When 4 people say there is 1 bread and we'll divide it into 4 and 4 of us will eat each piece and we are happy. You share. Your bodily needs, you replace that with satisfaction. You say, I'll eat only quarter of a bread, but I am satisfied. I may be hungry, but I am satisfied. So, basic thing which I feel needs to be taught into the family life education. That's a new subject which has come up. Family life education. How do you read your own needs and their satisfaction on the background of other family members and the availability of the resources and the sharing? That would make family life happy.
Great. Towards the last question now. We all have been knowing you for since so many years and we have been learning so many things from you, whether they are scientific, psychological, spiritual. One thing which off the record we always agree is there is some spiritual enlightenment here. So would you like to guide our audience as well as us about how you can, because everyone is struggling to be happy. All the struggle is behind how can I be happy? How can I live happily? So would you like to share something?
Towards the first half of your statement, I am thankful to you for enlightenment and all the terms that you have used. Thank you. I am a simple, common family man. Enlightenment is something very different. How has this come about? I have asked this question to myself. Why ever somebody feels like calling me an enlightened person? The level of your own understanding, your needs become less. And that your needs are becoming less is visible to others. Now, you're fine, as we said, with quarter of bread, I'm happy. I don't need this, that. And the people around me can see that this fellow, I have been seeing him for the last 25 years, he has been happy with a quarter of a bread. Now, that's the only statement which is true. Now, if you call that enlightenment, thank you very much. But that's not so. In the course of spiritual learning, one needs to learn controlling the demands, controlling the needs, controlling the desire. There is a desire and there is a need. Spirituality aims at teaching somebody or that person learning to control his desire. Need is okay. That's why we saw that example, Gautam Buddha. Need all over the month, 1 morsel of rice was
sufficient.
The need. Desire, I need sweets, I need this, I need that, their desires. So all that I have been doing over the last 25 years, mainly as this Prajit came through, reduce your desires. And my near people know that this man now is happy with whatever little he has, and that's about all. That's about all.
So, These were the precious moments, friends. These were the precious moments with our senior psychiatrist, Dr. Ullas Luttuge. I thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much for bearing with me all through. Thank you.
It was our pleasure, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.